Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. I'm Phil Clearwater and I represent the South constituency, which takes in the wards of Spraydon and Cashmere and Heathcote and Littleton and also the whole of Banks Peninsula. For much of our history, the environment has been perceived as a commodity which we can use to support our economy alone. So the production has been the only goal. And we need to restore our environment for its other values, the social, cultural and ecological values that we associate with our land and water. Ultimately, our environment is really about people, for health and to sustain life. And with much destruction of our environment, as well as transport issues from the previous government's obsession with building motorways for cars, a huge amount of restoration is needed. For human life, it's essential to maintain safe, secure drinking water. And also as a city and as a region, local government must retain control of our pristine water. We must protect our drinking water supplies for current and future generations by investigating the creation of water conservation orders over our aquifers. And I want to see strong ECAN rules to encourage de-intensification on soils that are less than suitable for dairy farming, with incentives for best practice and regenerative farming to reduce or eliminate pollution, including nitrates and sediment. But we must take the farming communities with us on this journey. And it's urgent to address the challenges of climate change, including having a target to reduce our carbon emissions. And I know we've all been shockingly reminded of this when we see the terrible fires in New South Wales and Queensland and the terrible impact of the worst fires ever in Australia's history. And we must learn from these frightening experiences. So, how does ECAN start to lead on climate change? We know that 50% of Christchurch's carbon emissions are from transport. So it's clear that to make progress on climate change and transport, since the two problems are closely linked, we must find joined up solutions. I'm committed to developing a smart, multimodal, integrated and affordable transport system with priority for public transport. We must have a variety and a choice of transport options. And I believe that we need to plan for future urban growth by investigating and developing rapid light rail linked with heavy rail from the central city to Rolleston and Rangiora. With the development of bus priority lanes, so our public transport system must become faster than cars, so there's a clear advantage to use public transport. And where bus routes have been cut in some of our lowest socio-economic areas, like Waltham, I want to see them restored. Our public transport system must be accessible for everyone in all of Christchurch's suburbs and the rural towns. And finally, councillors, Martin Luther King had a dream for America. And as John F. Kennedy once said, all this will not be achieved in 100 days or even 1,000 days, but let us begin.